Hey, what's up guys? Pops from Pops Gun Channel coming to you with another review, I guess a review of a build that I'm doing right now. A lot of these companies are going towards these universal chassis, Recover Tactical and Flux and B&T, which is what we're going to talk about today. These chassis, if you will, serve a purpose in turning your handgun into a more stable platform for a little bit more long distance shooting. So I wanted to get on the bandwagon, and after doing a lot of research of some of these other companies, I decided to go with the B&T, and I decided to go with a USW G20, which is the large frame or large caliber Glock chassis. B&T makes a couple of these. One is the USW G17, and that will fit, you know, the 34, the 17, the 19, and I'm sure a couple other Glock guns that are, you know, I think 40 caliber, 357 SIG. And this one is the USW G20, and this one accepts the 20 and 21 and the 40 and 41. So 10 millimeter and 45. I like big calibers. You can silence big calibers because they're a heavier bullet, a lot easier. They're a lot quieter in my opinion. So I went with the USW G20, and I have here today, I have a Glock 41, which is a 45 caliber long frame. And as you can see, this slide sticks out about an inch or so past the B&T chassis. Now, again, what makes these chassis so cool, and why is everybody getting on these, and why is everybody wanting one? You've seen a lot of reviews on them, and I believe it's because it's taking your duty pistol or your fun pistol and turning it into a PCC or PDW fun at the range, or a little longer distance that you can get with these guns, because it's a lot more stable because you're putting it on brace. You have a non-reciprocating area for a red dot. You can still put a light on it, a laser, and if you want to get a tack stamp, you can put a stock on it, and you can put a vertical grip on them. I chose to go to make this where I didn't have to get a tack stamp. So anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the chassis. The chassis itself is beautiful. The machining on this chassis is absolutely gorgeous. The detail and the relief cuts for lightening the chassis. I can't remember the weight on this chassis, but it's very, very light. And I'll go ahead and safety check this. It is empty. There is no mag in it. So I knew that anyways, but you guys didn't, so I thought I'd let you know. But this chassis is just absolutely gorgeous. There's some in cuts here. Again, for lightning, I'm sure, and also this particular cut here is so that you can kind of get on this charging handle. And that's one of the things I want to talk to you about, is the charging handle. With the B&T, you'll get a side charging handle, and it's super easy to install. This whole thing it took me 5 minutes to install into this chassis. But the charging handle is ambidextrous. You can put it on either side, lefty or righty, whatever you guys like. I chose the left side. It feels more comfortable for me to have it on the left side there. And it's smooth. It's very smooth. It feels natural to pull. And I love it. I love the side charging handle. A couple other things about this chassis. Like I said, it is full aluminum with a standard Picatinny rail down here. But underneath here, it is some kind of polymer, and that is the wedge, if you will, to put the back of your Glock into the beaver tail here fits in there, and that's what locks it in, is this polymer piece here. It is a one piece that bolts to the chassis with 3 screws on each side, of the chassis. And I just love it. I think it's a fun gun. It's a fun gun at the range. I am waiting for a tax stamp. I bought a Osprey 45, so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun and really quiet, which is what I'm looking forward to. The chassis comes with a stock from B&T, and of course, to run a stock on a pistol, on a short-barreled rifle, you have to SBR it and get a tax stamp, and I didn't want to do that. So I reached out to my friends at A3 Industries, and lo and behold, they had a beautiful piece of aluminum, and I've had their braces before. They had this gorgeous piece of aluminum folding brace. This is polymer here, the hook part that would go around your arm, but the rest of this is a beautiful piece of machined aluminum. They're machining it over at A3 Tactical A3 Industries is quite smooth, detailed. I don't see any machining marks anywhere. And they have this really cool latch mechanism, and I'll try to see if I can capture it. Right here on the inside of the frame, let's see if I can capture that. There's a little hook. And after you remove the stock that comes with the B&T USW, this pin pulls out, and this brace replaces where the stock would go. And when you close it, it just latches on the bottom of the B&T chassis. There's actually a space right here that B&T cut out. Now, I don't know what that cutout is for, other than for future people to make braces and stuff, and that's what A3 Industries did, was they made their hook right underneath this ledge here, and it hooks perfectly. And you actually see, I'm gonna see if I can get this on camera, you have to push down a little bit, and maybe you can hear it click. It moves ever so slightly, and that's how it locks. Now, A3 Industries also, in their wondrous, amazing design of this brace, made it so that you can still fit your hand, you can still fit your finger and your hand right underneath there. So if you look at that, my finger still fits, my hand still fits. Again, this is the G20, the USW G20. It's not the USW G17, but I'm sure it's going to fit the exact same way with the Glock 17 or the Glock 19 or the Glock 34 as it does here with the Glock 41, which is a 45 caliber. And so as your hand slides in here, it actually pushes up on this brace. So there's really no way that this brace can come undone when you're firing. You're actually kind of locking that brace. I mean, the brace is already locked in, but your hand is keeping it up there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my finger on the trigger. Again, this gun is unloaded, and there is no mag in the mag well. But you can see that I can transition from off trigger and on trigger and off trigger and on trigger without making this brace accidentally open up by itself. And then when I want the brace open, I simply push and pull, and it's completely open. So just again, I love A3 Tactical. They've got some really cool, or A3 Industries. I keep calling them A3 Tactical. I don't know why, but I love A3 Industries braces. I've got one on my AK, I've got one on my AR, and now I've got one on my USW. So another thing I chose to do, the B&T USW series of chassis comes with a Picatinny rail on top. But when you unscrew it, underneath the Picatinny rail is an aim point mount. And the aim point mount is very, like, way down low. So if you're one of those guys that needs your red dot up higher, then you would probably want to use the Picatinny rail that comes with the chassis. I chose to go with the A-Point Acro P2 because I wanted it down low. And I'll show you some video here my face, my eye is about 4 inches away from the acro, which for me is perfect. I get a beautiful visual with both eyes open. I can see the red dot. The housing kind of disappears of this aimpoint acro. I know there's some controversy on how thick the acro is, but for me, when I always shoot with both eyes open, so I don't have a problem with this acro being too low or being too close to my face. 4 inches is quite a distance anyways. Of course, on a handgun, which you can use this just like a regular handgun in this configuration, you can just put it out and point and shoot, hold it like a regular handgun. You can still rest your thumb. You can still actuate the slide with the charging handle and push up and lock the slide back. I know some people were saying that you can't unlock the slide with this button, but you don't need to because you have a side charging handle. So all you got to do is pull the side charging handle back and let go, and you've just closed your slide again. So you pull the charging handle back and push up on your slide lock, and it's locked back. I don't find that that's an issue at all. I am just loving this gun, you guys, and I cannot wait to get my what did I buy? The Osprey. I can't wait to get my stamp and put the Osprey, and I still have to buy a threaded barrel. I'm thinking about getting some mag extensions from Terran Tactical. I have the standard 13 round mags that came with the Glock 41. It's 13 rounds of 45 ACP, but with the Terran Tactical +4, I can get 17 rounds +1, so I could have 18 rounds in this gun. And you can see it locks back and stays back with an empty mag when I pull the mag out. I also have here a, what is this? 28 round something by somebody. What is this? S something or SMG, I think it was. Makes a 28 round mag, which looks really cool in here. See how that looks in there? That looks so cool. If I open the brace up, look at how cool that looks. That just looks awesome. The whole configuration, the way I have it right now, from the tip of the barrel to the brace is 18 inches. And of course, once I get the silencer on there, it'll add another 8, so it'll be 26 inches long with the silencer. But 28 rounds of 45, or if I want, I can go with the Chris Vector. I bought this. I wanted to try it out. I saw that people were having a hard time with the Chris Vector, so but I wanted to try it myself. And yeah, if I show you this video here, you'll see that I did have some jams where it wasn't feeding correctly, but I think if I take it apart and stretch the string a little bit, the spring I should say, because I really like the way this looks. How cool does that look, you guys, with a 30 round mag? But I'll be experimenting with that. Plus, once I get the suppressor on here, that's gonna make the more blowback, and that's gonna make the slide either rack further or harder, and that may help with these Chris Vector mags. I'm not sure, but there's a couple videos out there about these Chris Vector mags not really working in a Glock 21 or a Glock 41. So I'll still be experimenting with that. But I think the best thing for me to do is to go for now with the Terran Tactical +4s on these 13 round mags, and I think that'll still look good, and I'll be able to rely on that more than the 28 round mag, which these are just fun sticks, you know. You just take these to range and have fun. This is not for home protection. You don't need 30 rounds in your house. So yeah, I just wanted to bring you this video and see what you guys thought. Again, big shout out to A3 Industries for their continuing machining, their beautiful machining, their continuation of making very cool products that I love and I cannot say enough good things about. And a big shout out to B&T for being innovative as well and making such a cool chassis. like I said, there's tons of other options out there, like the Flux, and the Recover Tactical makes one. And these are all just universal chassis. They make them for the P320. People make them for the P365, the Glocks, and I'm sure other guns as well. Recover Tactical claims that soon you'll be able to put CZs in their chassis and stuff, but that's, to me, that's a plastic. I'm not a plastic guy. I like metal and aluminum and polymer. I'm not too big on plastic. So let me leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this and how you would build it. Do you think you would build it this way if you were going to get the B&T? If you don't like the B&T, tell me why you don't like the B&T. I hope you've been liking my videos. Leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.